What's up, and welcome to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. I'm your host, Kat Kozad, manifestation expert, money mindset and fulfillment coach, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur. Come sit with me while I spill the real tea on what it's like to practice using intentional manifestation, demystify all of the woo-woo and confusing bullshit that comes along with creating the life of your dreams, and give you a realistic view of what it's like to be on a personal, spiritual, and professional growth journey. The goal of this podcast is to support and guide you towards manifesting all of your dreams, shed light on the things that people are too scared to talk about, and encourage you to become the person who gets to have it all, be it all, and do it all. I am so happy you are here. Let's fucking do this thing. What's up, loves? Welcome back to another episode of the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. I am one happy girl over here because it is officially spring and all of the little flowers and leaves and whatnot are starting to bloom here in New York City. Makes me so damn happy. I have never really experienced cold like it is here in New York, which is so funny because coming from Colorado, everybody's like, oh, you're going to be fine with the winters here. And it's a completely different cold because it's like humid as well as cold. And Colorado is just like this dry cold. So I am beyond happy that it is spring here. I've been having my window open every single day and truly just feeling like this renewal, which totally goes along with the season. And I know so many people are experiencing this right now, is like this feeling as though they're almost going through a rebirth and like coming into a new state of self, which is so synchronistic with the season. And I definitely feel that inside of myself as well, definitely coming out of like what felt like a mini death, which always sounds so dramatic, but it's just like part of this healing journey, is part of this manifestation process, is allowing those times where it feels a bit more challenging and there's different inner work to be done, like this winter season inside of yourself, so that you can come to the other side and have this spring season, this summer season, and this new life inside of yourself that will ignite and continue to guide you closer to your manifestations. So just a little intro on all of those things. But what we're going to be talking about today on the podcast is why understanding and practicing intentional money manifestation is so important. And y'all already know, I say it every single time, I fucking love talking about money. And this podcast episode is really going to explain why, and like why it's so important for all of us to do and be a part of our day-to-days, because without this piece, we oftentimes will get caught in the cycles of lack and not enough and scarcity. And that's what continues to manifest not only unfortunate circumstances inside of your finances, but also just like lackluster, settling, not enough, not happy in other areas of your life. And I'm not available for that. And I hope that if you're listening to this podcast episode, you're either not available for it or you're getting to the place where you're recognizing like, yeah, fuck this. I'm done with the old reality. I'm done with not feeling like there's ever enough, or that I'm constantly having to work my ass off, or like all of the different limiting stories that are associated to money, especially in our society, especially like Western culture, because money is taught from this very scarce and fearful and limited perspective, when in reality, like money is just energy, and energy is infinite. So therefore, it's not this limited resource, but the limiting beliefs and the false teachings about money that we have been given for centuries is what continues to be passed down through family lines and continues to manifest in our world as like this greed and scarcity and lack. And I want to shift that. That's something that I feel so passionate about, is like shifting that dynamic, shifting how that energy plays out, because we're truly in control of it. You are in control of your finances. And if that's something that you feel like you are not in control of, or that you just don't really have a say of, please keep listening to this podcast episode, because we're going to shift that. We're going to change that right here and right now. So why is understanding and practicing intentional money manifestation so important and so necessary? Money manifestation, in my opinion, is one of the most important things that you can get clear on and should get clear on and get good at, because at the end of the day, there's literally nothing that money doesn't touch. The food that we eat, the clothes that we wear, the beds that we sleep in, the shoes that let us walk down the street, the phone or computer that you're listening to this podcast on, anything that directly touches your life, money is involved in. Money touches as well. So if you have a shitty relationship with money, you have this challenging dynamic with money, you have this love-hate or just hate relationship with money, then you're also shitting on all of these other areas of your life, because money literally touches everything in our lives. If it is directly related to your life, money also touches it. I know I've said that a few times over and over again, but I really want to drill that in, because money touches every single aspect of your life, the way that you feel about money, the beliefs that you have about money, the emotions that you feel about money, and the way that you behave, interact, and act with money will then be projected out into those other areas of your life as well. Something that's super weird in the world, like especially once again, Western culture, that we do is like we like to separate all aspects of our lives. It's like when you go to a doctor, you have a doctor for your eyes, and then you have a doctor for your heart, you have a doctor for your bones, you have a doctor for all of these different aspects, as opposed to seeing the body as one full thing. Same with the different areas of our lives, like our love lives, our finances, our work, our personal lives. We separate them, and the reason that we do that is so that we can compartmentalize what is happening. But the reality is that everything is connected. Every single thing in our lives, in our bodies, in our energy is connected. And this is due to the Universal Law of Oneness. And with this universal law, it states that everything is connected. Everything is one. So going back to our money example, when you are having this challenging, toxic, hateful relationship with money, or just like limited perspective on money, anxious relationship with money, then that energy is also going to filtrate into everything else in your life, because just like I was saying, money touches everything in your life. So that anxiety, that hate, that limitation, whatever it is for you, is then being projected out into these other areas of your life and creating this energetic dysfunction inside of your life, and therefore emitting that out into the universe, and by the law of attraction, attracting back in more circumstances that aren't fully in alignment with what you actually want for yourself. So, like I've been saying, you understanding your relationship with money, you understanding what is going on in your life, what's going on in your finances, in your internal world, in your belief systems, in your emotions, in your behaviors, in your actions, is so important, because it is going to not only impact your finances, but then also impact all of the other areas of your life. And one of the biggest things for me, when I first started my intentional manifestation journey, I was solely just focused on money. I was just focused on my relationship with money, because I was $70,000 in debt, and not making enough money to survive at the time, and truly just thought that like if I had enough money, then like everything else would be fixed. But because I was just focusing on the relationship with money, I was just doing the work to heal my relationship with money. Yes, absolutely. I saw shift and I saw change because I was doing part of the heavy lifting to heal that relationship and really step into more abundance in my life and call more money into my reality. But because I wasn't looking at how my toxic relationship with money had impacted all of the other aspects of my life, and also how my relationship to myself, my relationship to others, my relationship to the world, all of the different limiting beliefs and unsupportive behaviors that I embodied were also impacting money, then it was just one part of the equation. And if you listen to this podcast, or if you are part of my circle, you've been following what I say and what I do for quite some time, you will know that I always say that money manifestation oftentimes has absolutely nothing to do with money. And this is actually another podcast episode that I'm going to be releasing later this week, is talking about why money manifestation oftentimes has absolutely nothing to do with money, and giving you these really clear examples of what I mean by that. Because you doing just one part of the healing work, or you just looking at one area, like I said, just focusing on compartmentalizing these different areas and putting them into different buckets, as opposed to looking at yourself, looking at your life, looking at you as a whole and your experience as a whole, and really working through the different things that are coming up in all areas of your life, as opposed to just one specific area, then it is going to still impact the way that other areas of your life are manifesting. And if you are looking for a place that is, in my opinion, once again, the most powerful place to start, it truly is your relationship with money and what stems from your relationship with money, because that is, once again, going to impact and touch all of these other areas of your life. And in addition to that, few things that I want to know when it comes to why money manifestation is so important and why it's so important to get good at it and really develop this skill is because when we are having the desire to manifest anything, specifically in this example, money, it's because subconsciously we are lacking something on that level, on a subconscious level. So looking at why you want to manifest money in the first place, I know for me, in my experience, it was because I never felt safe. I never felt like I had a sense of safety or security due to all of these different things that happened during childhood that really impacted my subconscious conditioning and the way that I energetically held myself. And knowing that that's a huge part of this journey as well, is like tapping into and recognizing like, what is the money going to do for you in the first place? Or like, what do you think that the money is going to do for you in the first place? Do you think that it's going to make you feel more safe, more secure, more free, more happy, more fulfilled, less anxious, whatever it is? And that helps you really start to get to the root of like, okay, why is this so important to me? And in addition to that, this is one of the biggest things that I see with the women that I work with, and something that I want to encourage all of you listening to really become aware of is like, if you are just saying to yourself, like, I want to manifest more abundance, I want to manifest more money because I want to feel more happy, free, fulfilled, safe, secure, etc., all of these different things that we're talking about, there's a few different things that play into that. One, first is that you could say that you're wanting to manifest more money, more abundance, and literally like manifest a penny, manifest $1, manifest $5, $10, $20, whatever it is. But because you're not being intentional, you're not being specific with what amount of money you want to manifest, or having a very, very specific way that you want that money to show up, you're blocking yourself from receiving quote unquote more, because there's not that intentionality behind it, and there's the horse blinders on of like, it can only come through in this kind of way. And healing those different things and really being intentional with this practice is going to allow you to call more money into your life, and therefore really help you shift the external reality, but also shift your internal reality by building the trust and the faith in the fact that you are capable of manifesting money. You are capable of creating a life full of abundance. But without us getting intentional on all of these different things, with healing your relationship with money, healing your relationship with yourself, looking into these different reasons why you want money in the first place, what you think it's going to do for you, what has created that lack inside of you in the first place, and then doing the healing work to really move through those things, then helps you step into this place of what I'm saying of like, then being able to get specific with how much money you're wanting to manifest, and actually allowing yourself to become open and receptive to calling that money in, as opposed to still limiting yourself of like how the money has to show up, or in what ways, or it has to come through in a lump sum, or whatever it is that we then get into our minds and essentially like block ourselves from receiving in whatever ways that's actually going to support us and our highest good. So with all of that, y'all always hear me say it, and I mean it, because this is such important work. But this is exactly what I teach inside of the Abundant AF Babe Academy. And starting April 1st, I am looking for 10 women for the Abundant AF Babe Academy that I'm going to be working with very closely, very intimately, to help them completely shift their relationship with money and shift the energy that you are emitting out so that you can attract in and actually manifest this life full of money and abundance and freedom and fulfillment. Because I know that we all want that. We all deserve that. And if you are one of the 10 women who is listening, like, you know who you are. You know that if you've been listening to the podcast and you've been wanting guidance on this journey, this is your perfect opportunity to join the Abundant AF Babe Academy, because you are going to be getting such incredible support from me. And if you are wanting to get into the Abundant AF Babe Academy, these 10 spots are only going to be available between April 1st and April 7th, or before those 10 spots fill up. So it's first come, first serve. And when you are filling out the application to join the academy, list that inside of your application so that I know that you are one of these 10 women. Because like I said, it's either until April 7th or until these spots fill up. And the spots for the academy, will not lie, fill up really quickly. But just like you heard inside of this podcast episode, money manifestation is so fucking important. And you owe it to yourself to live your best, most full life. And we truly cannot do that without the money to support that, and without wealth to back us up so that we can play out our soul's purposes and live in our truth, live in our power, really step into this place where we get to have it all, be it all, and do it all. So if you're feeling called, check out the show notes down below. Click apply, hop on a call with me. I would love to see if this is the perfect fit for you, and if you are the perfect fit to be one of these 10 women who I get to work with super closely to help you attract and manifest all of the different things that you're wanting, especially this money. And with all of that being said, that's all I got for you on today's podcast episode. But I'm sending you all of my love. And if you know anyone who is on this journey as well, who is wanting to manifest more money, send this podcast episode their way, because the more good, kind-hearted women in the world who are having abundant bank accounts and in their truth, the better the world is going to be. So I'm sending all of my love, and I will chat with you on the next episode. Oh my gosh, thank you for listening to today's episode. I am so grateful to have these no bullshit talks with you. If you enjoyed today's episode or the podcast as a whole, please spread the love by leaving me a review on iTunes or sharing the podcast with others. This is how I will be able to spread more of these good vibes and be able to make more of an impact on the lives of others. And if you're not already part of all of the goodness and communities that I have to offer, check out the show notes. I have links to the different ways that I can support you on your manifestation journey and help you live a life full of more money, fulfillment, and freedom. But that is all for now. So big love and hugs, and I will chat with you soon, babe.